Sweet.
Yeah, we're ready.
Should we do one more test, or are we just going in?
I think we're good. Fine. Test away if you wish.
Check.
Check. You don't have
Check,
to do
check,
that.
check.
I know, but we're just doing it.
You're so cool.
Yeah. What's up, everybody?
Yo.
Welcome back to another wonderful, fun episode of the Dirty Hertz podcast. I'm your host. High fives. Today we got
Teo out here chilling.
Slow boy over here.
and we got a nice
Little
special
camera
guest,
glitch.
as you can see. A camera away.
No.
We got a nice,
Hello.
fun special guest today. The one and only RYNS.
Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling today, boy?
I'm feeling good. I mean, obviously, it's kind of a weird day
Right.
Yeah.
given everything that's going on. But, you know, personally here in this room, I feel really good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. This obviously will be coming out next week, and
Next Wednesday, yeah.
for those of us listening, we've just kind of dealt the blow of Charles I's death a couple hours prior to taping. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it's weird.
It's hit the community pretty hard, I will say.
I'll honestly say, like, I didn't listen to a ton of his music. Like, I listened to some tracks, know him, like, but always just saw, like, how his energy, he always
Yeah.
seemed just, like, beautiful and, like, authentic and cool
Chill.
and
Yep.
fucking super talented, out of this world. So,
It's
yeah, I was
impossible
chilling in
not
here
to
just
notice.
playing some video games, and my buddy Nolan is here sitting next to me. He goes, "Look at this. What's this?" It's like, Charles the First is dead. I'm like, damn, that's had a fucking
When
my
you
stomach.
when you sent that
Yeah.
in the group chat, I was like, "There's no way." Because you said what? Like the question mark.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "There's no way. Like, that's not funny." But like, you wouldn't do that that's not like, you wouldn't joke around like that. So I knew you were serious, and I just went straight to Twitter because I was like, "What else?
Yeah.
Where else would you get the info like that from, like, other people in the industry?"
Yeah. It's like, you know, something's up. Someone comes in the group chat like, oh, my God, I can't believe this. And you're like,
Right.
fuck.
Because it was just what, Young Dolph, Virgil, and now Charles the First.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like, that's so crazy. That was just what, last week?
Young Dolph.
Young
Like
Dolph was
3 weeks ago.
that was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Way too many.
it's
Way too many
crazy.
Good people.
Yeah, man.
yeah. I feel it's just devastating. Like, he's gonna have some beautiful shows this weekend.
Yeah.
At the Caverns.
Caverns.
Seriously, yeah.
That was gonna be special. So it's just like, obviously, our condolences go out to anyone who's feeling that heartbreak.
Oh,
'Cause,
yeah.
and, you know, you're not alone. We're all feeling it. We're gonna do our best to put on a good podcast for you guys and
Yeah.
try to share some cool info. We have a fucking badass
Killer guest.
guest today.
Well, I think.
I was talking about Slow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we-
calm
Slow-
down,
Oh.
calm down.
Slow Boy is
Christian.
Not a
Jesus.
host anymore. He's our new
Yeah.
special celebrity host.
The golden god.
It's like, thank you, I appreciate that. Not talking about you.
All right, I'll just go fuck myself.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Why'd you even come, dude?
Yeah,
Am I good to cuss? Am I going to get, like, censored? Do we need to
we're
put...
30 seconds in. We're good.
We're
Okay,
yeah,
we
we're
are good.
Yeah.
Sick.
Once it's 30 seconds, we're good.
Oh, beautiful. All right.
So fuck.
Take it away, Seth.
God damn.
So yeah, where'd you grow up?
Muncie.
Muncie. Okay.
Just like
Fun.
hour north of Funcy.
Funcy.
But I didn't really have, like, any formative years there. Like, we moved to Bloomington by the time I was 11, so, like,
Okay.
the entire time I was becoming an actual person was pretty much there,
In the Bloomington area.
Yeah.
Okay.
which is honestly, like, such a blessing because, like, you know, not to shit on Muncie too hard, but, like, there's just so much more opportunity
More
to
to
do
do.
stuff. And,
Right.
And
Mhm.
There's
Bloomington.
drastic differences between Muncie and Bloomington.
Oh, yeah. Like, I would be a completely different person if
Yeah.
I had stayed there as opposed to move.
Right.
So, super thankful
Yeah.
for that.
Cheers to mom and pops on
Mhm.
that one.
How is it living on a in a college area?
Very college.
Yeah.
Did you go to school at IU?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And that was like the last thing I felt like I kind of needed to do there. Like I feel like I've expended my time there. Like I
Right.
have a lot of love for Bloomington, but also I feel like I'm ready to just like move on.
Gotten everything out of Bloomington that you could have.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I love the town. I feel like there's like plenty of people that grew up there. They're like, I'm so ready to get the fuck out of here. But like I always had like an appreciation for that place. I was
Of
like,
course.
if I'm in Indiana, I'd rather be there or up here in Indianapolis.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Indianapolis is fucking. I love it. It's weird because Indiana doesn't have really
No.
any places that are cool, and then,
Right.
like it's got a little spot here.
It's a little spots like Bloomington or Fort Wayne. Now they have like a
Fort Wayne's not cool.
Yeah, I was just
Not
thinking.
on
Of
Don't
the
put that
list
out
yet.
there.
I'm sorry.
Don't
I was
put
thinking
that
about
out
this.
there.
I was thinking
We're
about
gonna
the-
get canceled.
Don't you dare say Terre Haute.
Yeah. Next is Terre Haute.
Terre Haute's pretty.
Valpo.
Terre Haute's decent. Definitely not Valpo. I'm from that area, like the Northwest Indiana
Yeah.
area.
I have played some weird shows in Valpo.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I played at this bar called Franklin House one time.
Okay.
It was years ago. Super fun. Just like, I feel like that's the thing with doing music at the point that we're at right now.
Mhm.
It's like, you never know what to expect.
I was just gonna say, you're like, what am I walking into
Dude,
right
and,
now?
and it's been some of the coolest, weirdest experiences and, you know, some of the most fun shit. You know, you meet like the weirdest people, which I'm trying to meet all the weirdos.
yeah,
Exactly. Come say
Those are
what's
the ones
up.
to remember.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Welcome.
But yeah, like, let's see, that Franklin House show, it was like just kind of a one-off gig that my buddy was like, yeah, come down. Like,
How
you can
long ago
stay
was it?
above. Huh?
How long? When was this?
Dude,
you played
it was
that?
years ago. I don't even know if I had switched over to the RYNS project yet. I was still making music under my old project, Mala, which was trash.
How was that
Wait,
spelled?
you were Mala?
Yes.
You're the 2A Mala with the mask?
Jesus, that was
MAHLA.
Damn.
And it was a thing because it was like, there's obviously like the, you know, old head Mala with
Dubstep
two A's.
Mala. Yep.
There's another band called like the Mala.
Damn.
And then there's, you know, the G House
Yep.
Mala.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I could not hear the end of it to the
Yeah.
point where I was like, damn it, I had this name before. Well, not like the OG Mala, but like G House Mala.
Right.
Anytime I was like, yeah, I make music under Mala, people would get so hype. I'm like, don't get that hype.
yeah.
I'm
That's
not,
not me.
it's not me.
That's not
Get
me.
that hype, but follow this link.
Yeah. It's with an H.
Yeah. And I love all of the other Malas, but I was like, you know what? I'm trying to do something that'll just like stand on its own. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
so.
Where did the name RYNS come from?
Well, it was kind of like after that project, you know, after I like let it go and was like thinking about, you know, what I wanted to do. I was like, it sounds so corny. I was like, I'm going to rinse my hands clean of this.
That's what I was gonna say. And you just
Honestly,
like, rinse it.
Yeah.
Rinse it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I was literally gonna make that joke like you were washing
Get
your
fresh.
hands. I'm like,
yeah, pretty
"God."
much. Everybody
My
wash your hands.
Yeah, my hands are dirty from this show that I
Yeah.
just played in Valpo. I'm gonna rinse this. Oh shit, this kind of slaps. I like this.
No, I like it. It's got a nice catch.
It
to
is dope.
Then it kind of worked out with like, you know, everyone being like, I'm going to rinse this too. And I'm like, lit.
Rinse
Yeah.
me.
Yep.
Rinse it out.
Now rinse me.
Yeah.
Rinse
Rinse
my
this
team.
track. Rinse this track.
I do like when
rinse
people
this
say that.
rinse track.
Yeah.
Rinse the rinse. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, my brain's gonna explode.
And I'm still honestly like exploring ways to kind of expand upon the name in terms of like, because I have it all capitalized.
Yeah.
Right,
And I kind of want each one of those letters to like end up representing something.
Some type
Oh,
of
shit.
symbolism in
Yeah.
like what you are, what you're doing with your music.
Yeah, because I have, and maybe we can get into it at some point,
Oh,
but
let's
I
do it.
have like I have a huge vision for what I want to do like visually with the project.
Okay.
Sick.
Um,
You could get into it or just keep it until
We'll get
you actually
we'll
do
get
shows.
there.
Yeah,
I
we're
feel
gonna
like
get there.
naturally it'll probably
Yeah.
segue
Yeah.
into that.
Mhm.
noted.
Yeah, because I end up going on my soapbox about it. Like I only tell, you know, close homies and people
Right.
that I think would maybe get it at this point.
Sure,
Yeah.
of course.
And
That have, like genuine interests and
right.
yeah.
I'm not going to talk someone's ear off about it who's like dude, I give no fucks.
Hey, bro, listen
We're
about my
here to
project
listen. Yeah.
idea.
They're like,
You're like, yo, okay,
like,
cool,
are
I get
you
it.
high?
Yes.
Maybe. But I did explain it to like my mom and my aunt one time at dinner. I was like, okay, I know I'm gonna sound crazy. You're gonna think I'm like smoking too much weed or whatever, but like, hear me out. This is gonna be so cool one day. And I
Right.
did explain it, and it's like I can always trust her to like listen and like actually be interested because she's
Of course.
so supportive.
Yeah.
But also she knows like there's Christian off in his fucking head
Yes.
again. But yeah,
Yeah.
I-
We're that kid in the family for sure.
totally.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
Do you guys have any?
Oh, Mike.
I don't think I've even asked any of you guys. Do you guys have any other family members that listen to electronic music? Are you like damn near like the only
The
person?
outcast, the black sheep.
Do you?
'Cause I don't.
No,
Like
no, I really don't.
I'm really trying to. Trying to get one of my cousins to start listening to it more, but like I'm like in it.
Yeah.
Obviously, but
My
there's-
mom likes everything I show her. Like,
right.
Well, it's because you
Yeah.
put your face on it and you throw your right shoulder out there.
Should give him the shoulder.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard your mom's a huge Excision fan.
No,
Headbanger.
Zed's
Did she
dead.
throw up her exes?
Subdoctor.
Oh shit!
Yeah. That's
She's
just-
throwing her exes up right now.
Right. She's washing dishes. like, look, I'm on the rail, honey.
she gives me great
Yeah,
feedback.
yeah,
all
you,
the time.
on the
yeah,
rail,
you are,
sweetheart.
baby. You're about to be on the rail.
Yeah, you're on that rail, babe.
We're talking about your parents having sex, Mike.
Yeah, I just ignored it.
I was like, I don't even want to talk about it.
But my cousin, who actually lives up here, some of you guys might know him. He comes out to shows every once in a while, but he's kind of like, I don't know. He knows what's going on. He doesn't go to shows all the time, but
Yeah.
like he's aware.
He's
Right.
he's on. He's a fringe.
Yeah,
He's on the
yeah.
fringe.
That's something.
Yeah,
That's
for
honestly
sure.
something
Yeah.
because, like I said, I don't have anyone. I'm just like trying to like float songs to cousins and be like, hey, check this out. Do you like this? And they're like, oh, actually, this is pretty dope. I'm like, okay, let me get you in.
Yeah.
Couldn't even
Yeah.
imagine sending a song to a cousin. I didn't even talk. Like, man,
Well, my
such an
cousin,
interesting.
they're like all into rap and shit. So it's like they'll like beats at least.
Yeah.
And then when you put like a rapper over some cool dub shit, like he sent me the M-Port Island Boy remix,
Oh yeah.
which I already saw like weeks before.
Island Boys.
Yeah.
With the Island.
Yeah, M-Port did the
Get
remix.
it outta here.
And my cousin was like, this shit goes hard. I was like, this is what I listen to. He goes, okay.
Yeah,
I
like
get it.
whenever you're gonna show electronic music to people that are like totally unfamiliar, I'm always like, well, what do you normally listen to?
Right.
Yeah.
And then you
Mhm.
kind of like wean them
Yep.
in
Yes.
with like something that kind of has that flavor
Uh huh.
mixed with the electronic
Right.
stuff, and then you know can go a little bit deeper if they like it.
Yep.
That's a really good point. So like, was it 2018? Yeah, my parents came to Electric Forest with me,
That would be so fun.
and
Right.
Honestly.
they're cool. They're nurses. Like, let's do a cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Quick cheers.
Like 50 hands on the screen. Cheers.
Cheers. This is us. Cheers to the gang.
Take a shot with us.
Hey.
Ooh, a death womp.
Yeah, I think that was
We get a death womp, but
a shot wonk that time.
yeah, I brought my parents to Electric Forest 2018, and it was Thursday, and like
Oh, they went to the pre-party?
Forest is 4 days. Pre is Wednesday. At
Oh,
Forest.
shit. It's
Did
been
you
that
see they
long for me.
already sold out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because people like I had tickets from 2 years ago,
Same.
so like you rolled them over, so they had to have like
Okay, singular wireless.
very limited amount.
Limited edition.
But with my parents, I was like trying to figure out, because at that time I was way into Bass Nectar and like that realm of people around him, and I was like trying to like get my parents into it, but I'm like going right into that, they're gonna be way overwhelmed.
Totally.
You know,
Right.
So it was Thursday night, and I forget what show we were at, but all of a sudden I get a Electric Forest update, and they're like, this person canceled. Closey, Sherwood Court at 9 p.m.
Damn.
And I was like,
That would be beautiful.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, like
Yeah.
perfect. And so I like took them over there, and we just chilled out. And like to this day, if I bring up Closey, they're like, we remember that. Like
yeah.
they're 100, and then like
Nice.
it gave them like a good entry point for the rest of their days there.
For sure.
It
That
wasn't
would
like-
be,
Like it was just cool.
That was smart, honestly.
Yeah,
yeah.
I was-
Closey is like,
she's
Wow.
the best.
yeah,
She's
and
so
just so
cool.
like, I don't know how to put it. It's just like very approachable. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
yeah.
it's
Very
easy to
palatable.
appreciate.
Yes.
Yeah. But also
Comfortable.
still very like, I don't know, unique in its own right.
Right.
You know?
Mhm.
And she could still also throw down with
Yeah.
tracks. You're just like, damn, how'd you make that bass?
Yeah.
Like, even the Chiller songs can still go hard.
Every time I see her, I'm just like, I have the greatest time.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then like I don't listen to her a lot outside of her sets and stuff, and then I'll reacquaint myself with her,
Right.
and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You
Were
know,
you at
she
that
like-
Bluebird show a
Yeah.
few weeks ago?
Yeah.
Super good time.
I wish I was.
So
Yeah.
much fun.
And of the
Matt
trees and
invited
Trip
me
Street,
down there.
man.
I did invite you.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't invite Seth.
No, I was not invited.
Yeah, he's
That's
not
why I
allowed.
didn't go.
Yeah.
That's the
It's
only
an
reason why I didn't
outcast.
go. Someone has to invite me. Like, I'm like a vampire when
Yeah.
it comes to shows. If you don't invite me, I can't go.
Yeah. I'm half and half, I feel like.
It's against protocol if I don't get invited.
I can't show my
Vampire.
face.
Are you a vampire guy? You
Yeah.
like vampires?
No, not really.
Do you like vampires?
I mean,
They're
I don't
alright.
dislike vampires, but I think of all of the like, mythical
Like lore?
creatures
Fantasies,
and
yeah.
beasts out there, like I think I'm more of like a werewolf.
That's what I would think too.
Yeah.
For me,
Interesting.
Okay.
I'm a
so
werewolf kind of guy. I like that vibe.
You guys don't know this about me, but when I was like
You better not morph.
4,
Tell a
I was
serial story
seriously
again.
convinced I was a vampire.
Wow.
And, I had those like canines growing in, and I like was watching all these horror movies, and
It's like I've been
Watches
sucking
the
on
little
these
vampire
necks.
once.
I didn't have a coffin. I was just like sleeping in my mom's closet. That's
Yeah.
the closest thing I could
Like
do.
any normal
Block out the
4-year-old.
daylight,
On a
you
head.
know?
Like any normal
And-
4-year-old does.
Exactly.
Get
so-
in your bed,
Mhm.
closet.
Like Mike is acting so
Super.
weird.
Yeah. Those were the red flags that everybody ignored.
Right.
It's like, oh,
We're
that's
still
cute.
ignoring
Mike's a vampire.
Yeah.
You had a belt on the railing. She's like, no, don't kill yourself. You're like, Mom, I'm trying to go to sleep. And you tie your ankles to it.
They're like, we'll play along until he's like 18, and then eventually someone really needs to break it to
Yeah.
him.
Someone really needs to talk to this kid.
Yeah.
No, but it stopped at 4. I wasn't like a vampire kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because everybody knew the vampire kid. Like,
Yeah.
There's always
is-
a vampire.
is my
yeah.
kid.
But anyways, to return back to what you were saying, like with bringing your parents to Forest,
Yeah.
I always thought that would be so cool. Like, I think, generally both of my parents are pretty open-minded. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're really supportive of me, even if they don't fully understand it. But like, I've wanted to take both of them, probably not at the same time. Like, they're not together anymore, so I'm not going to be like, let's all go to a show.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, like let's
Hand in hand.
let's
Let's,
go
do
to
this.
join.
Come on, Ma. Come on, Pa.
Get back together, parents.
Yeah.
Let's skip into
I'm
the
not gonna-
forest.
I'm not going to parent trap you guys, but
But I will.
Yeah, but each of them, like individually, I would love to take to like a show that I think that each one of them would like
Yep.
Are they
really
into
enjoy.
like? Do you see like a musical interest that would like segue? Like, if you were to say like, who would you introduce them to? Who do you think, in your mom or your dad or both? Like, who would you?
My dad, it would be easier because I feel like he's kind of just one of those dudes that's along for the ride.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's like willing to just see where it goes. So it could probably be like more aggressive stuff.
Yeah.
But I'd probably try to take both of them to something that's like a little bit more of a balance of like, vibey. I'm not going to take them to like a tear out show.
Right.
Yeah.
Sudden
Be like,
death.
this
ain't-
is
Doubles.
my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
But
Your soul is mine.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, fuck.
I don't know, like Odessa or something, like
Yeah.
just
Right.
something that, anybody could probably be like, this is pleasant.
This could go.
yeah, I can be here.
Right.
Yeah. I'm
And
trying
like,
to think of
they're
like,
they're way into like string cheese and like hippie. They're hippies in their own right. So
Your parents, right?
yeah, it's like I knew they would have a blast.
yeah,
Regardless, because the fucking forest, anybody could have a blast there. You could
Mhm.
literally
Yeah.
hate everything in the world.
You'll
and
find an
still
art-
find something to make you smile.
You'll find an artist that you never heard of and be like,
Yeah.
oh, this is my new favorite person
yeah,
that I didn't know existed.
Just the whole culture of it too, even just to see like all the art installations and everything.
Yeah.
You know, my parents were dragged into figure. That was their first experience. Just because I was,
Figure? Isn't he like heavy dub?
Dive right in.
yeah, well,
Right.
I was
It's like,
playing,
"Hi,
so I'm like, come to
Mom."
the show, but you gotta stay for the headliner. But no, they were like, this is really cool environment. Like, you know, usually you go out to bars and people are all drunk and everything, but everybody's really welcoming and hugging each other and having a good time.
Here, everyone's drunk and
Dot, dot, dot.
dot dot dot.
Yeah, but
Let your mind go.
Yeah.
there wasn't any, like, even with figure, it wasn't like a really aggressive,
Yeah,
violent
it's not
place,
intense.
you know?
Right.
It's not intense. It might be like heavy,
Yeah.
but it's not like angry or like a weird energy. You
Right.
know,
A bunch
People
of
were-
people just really pissed off.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Needing to get their
Be like a country concert at the end of a
Yeah,
country
dude.
concert, man. Find me like, oh, there's nowhere I'd rather not be at the end of a country concert.
Absolutely not.
You can tell too, like when you go to a show, because a lot of people that go to electronic shows, it's like they go to shows pretty regularly because
Yeah.
you know they're probably pretty passionate about it and
Right.
like on the lookout of who's going to be where. But you can tell if you're at a show where people haven't been in crowds as often, like they don't know like the courtesy.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And so,
Mhm.
and it's like, you know, most people are just like hammered and like
Yeah.
drinking.
Right.
So it's, you know, just a recipe for, you know, people not respecting each other's space and
Yes.
just getting really salty with you if you even like slightly nudge them. It's like,
It's like, I'm
dude,
just
it
trying to-
happens.
I got to get by. We're in a crowd of
Yeah.
people. Like, I'm going to touch you on accident.
There's
Yeah.
nothing I love more than like
Stranger
running
touches?
through. Yeah, well, that, but like on me, not me giving stranger
Oh,
touches.
of course.
Yeah. But no, like the dancing through the crowd.
Yes.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And just like, but like missing everyone, and
Yeah.
you're just like, you know, so many different movements, but you're just literally, I'm fucking Neo in the Matrix,
Right.
just
See all
dropping
the people's
around.
faces as
Yeah.
you're walking by and they're like,
Yeah.
man, he's feeling it. And
Yeah,
you're like,
he
"You're
gets it.
feeling
He knows. He's been
Yeah.
here before.
Yeah.
This ain't his first rodeo.
So many good memories of doing that, like at Forest specifically. That was like my first like big festival that I ever
Yeah.
went to. I think
Same.
it was 2012 or 2013. I think it was 2013. But yeah, that entirely changed. It changed everything. Honestly, I wouldn't even be sitting in this chair if I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Because like up until that point, I was still making music, but I was like kind of just like writing songs on my own, just like
Mhm.
with a guitar and whatnot. And I was just really, you know, heavy on the kind of like singer-songwriter stuff at that point.
Yeah.
And I had played in like hardcore bands all through high school.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah, like that
What
was
did, what did
my
you
shit.
play?
I was like rhythm guitar and backup vocals.
Nice.
Sick.
Back-
Backup
guitar, yeah.
vocals. Let's go.
I had an LTD ESP Viper.
Okay.
That's what your
Ooh.
that's the vocals?
Oh no,
the
that was
guitar?
the guitar that I was
Oh.
consistently playing back
I
then.
thought that was your gave your vocal name.
that would actually be kind of like a cool name.
Dual exhaust. Titanium.
LTD. But no, Forest has like just a super special place in
Yeah.
my heart because of all of that.
Yeah.
100%.
You said you have tickets for this upcoming year?
So we have
Who's we?
me, my girlfriend and I.
Okay.
We were gifted VIP tickets by her dad.
Hell yeah.
Because
Sick.
I've never gone VIP to a festival.
Never.
So I'm like, man, if
Either.
I'm gonna do it anywhere, like we got to do
Yeah.
it for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is that good? Is that good life?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he had gotten the tickets through StubHub,
Uh-huh.
and then all of that, you know,
Like,
festivals were canceling and whatnot.
so this was like
2020.
2000, what, 20?
It was beginning of 2020.
Okay.
And so then, you know, obviously it all got canceled.
Yeah.
Right.
And so they gave Sarah, my girlfriend, by the way, like all the money that was spent on the tickets in StubHub credits. Like, what the hell are we going to do with this much money in
Yeah.
StubHub credits?
Yeah,
Right.
because good life tickets are like, they're like $600,
Yeah.
$800 around that range, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're up there.
Yeah.
It's 850. Yeah, they're up
It's
there.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like it was a real
But no,
treat.
it's worth. It's like I haven't purchased that experience, but I have snuck into that experience.
And how was it?
We'll cut that
It was
out.
great.
Yeah.
You don't have to cut it out. It was
Cut it
great. I had a great time.
No,
it was only a
full
one night thing. I
transparency.
just snuck in, saw it, and I was like, wow, I'm not living my best life.
Right.
These people are.
Freaking-
The whole campground is the not so good life, I guess.
Yeah.
exactly. Everything else.
Not
is
so
the-
good life. Welcome to the good life.
Everyone that upgrades to good life is like, that's the only way to
That's
do
the
it.
way to do it because Smiles and Mr. Wizard only do that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just like
If you
oh,
get
okay.
that, you taste it, you
Yeah.
can't go
You
back.
can't go back.
But
Yeah.
I feel like, going for the first, however, I think I've been like 4 times.
To Forest?
Yeah.
Okay.
And doing it that first time when it's like your first big festival. And even in 2013, like before it really blew up,
Mm-hmm.
and even at that point, you'd ask people that had been going to like Rothbury. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Right.
it's blown up now," and it's
Yeah.
like, now look at it, it's insane.
Now, yeah.
But there were more people that had been there before there than there were like newcomers to the
Mhm.
festival.
Mhm.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Which or at least I feel like it was kind of that way because it was more of, there were more people there to be like, this is how we do things here. Like we
Yes.
look after one another.
Yes.
This is a, hospitable place.
Mhm.
Like we're going to look out for one another. Like if we're going to be,
They set the tone.
yeah, exactly.
They're like, yo, this is the fucking Super Bowl of like how you should treat each other and
very-
take that to every fucking festival you go to from here. It's like,
yeah.
right. They're like, it's a marathon, not a
yeah,
sprint.
chill out.
Right.
Like, there were
It's-
people that were kind of like able to usher you in to what that culture is,
Yeah.
where it's like, a space for all of the weird people that felt like they didn't have a space to have a space.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like this is beautiful.
Right.
Like I have not experienced anything like this.
Yeah.
There's definitely some good training wheels for like festival.
Was that your
Etiquette.
like first big music festival?
Totally.
And that was 2013?
Yeah. And I remember it was the first night. And so it's like the first night at a festival, like, it's dark now. And so you get the full effect of the visual production and
Yeah.
everything.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
It was
Okay, I'm a dick.
at
Sorry.
not Sherwood Court. What's the main one in the middle?
Ranch Arena.
Ranch Arena. Matty on at the Ranch Arena.
Ooh.
And he started playing Technicolor. And I was there with my other 2 like best friends
Yeah.
that I grew up with through high school. It was their first festival too. We saw the trailer. We were like, we don't really know what we're getting ourselves into, but this looks like we just got to do this.
Oh,
Were you doing any music production at this point in your life?
I was just getting my feet wet.
Okay.
Like I graduated high school in 2013. My parents gifted me a laptop, and so I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to try to figure this out. So I like downloaded Logic, and I was just, doing what you do when you first are learning and just
whatever. you can.
trying to
Yeah.
make
Yep.
songs.
Right.
And then I was saving up money, and I bought a tractor controller from this pawn shop, and it took me like 2 or 3 months to end up getting that money. And I was like so stoked when I was finally able to go in there and like be like, I'm taking this home.
I need that shit.
Yeah.
What one you did, was it that S4?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Same. It's kind of the same path I went on there. But you were doing, you said like hardcore bands and stuff before that.
Yeah.
So you had some experience in writing music and
Yeah.
okay.
And it was in that sense more of like a I don't even want to say traditional songwriting background, because it was like, even with the hardcore stuff, we were kind of like I'm trying to think of like how I would describe the genre. It was sort of that post-hardcore
Okay.
world. Like
was very
bands
Maroon
like,
5.
yes, like
Yeah.
just like Maroon 5.
Breakdown.
So you were Adam Levine.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Mala
they are
and
actually
Mala
a
and Adam.
great band.
Jesus.
I just don't jam out to them.
But like we were influenced by bands like Oceana and
Sick.
let's see.
Do you like Under Oath? Or
Yeah, like Under Oath, like huge influence, like Volumes.
Volumes. Nice.
Gent was kind of starting to become a thing
Yeah.
as the band broke up. But like all of the really cool rhythms that were happening in that music were super influential at the time.
You guys break down heavy?
Yeah, well, it was a good balance. It wasn't like
Okay.
constant. Like you know those bands where it's like their whole sound is just like a breakdown. You know,
like dun, dun,
chugging
dun,
on
dun,
the
dun.
first fret. And
Yeah.
off. But
I'm trying to think of
honestly, a lot of what we were doing with the band, I feel like in terms of that sound is what I'm trying to accomplish now with RYNS, just
right
you know, through more of this like electronic
area.
kinda, yeah.
That's what I do because like I love like that post-hardcore, metalcore type of shit like that. So,
Yeah.
like, Under Oath, The Devil Wears
Heavy.
Prada.
There's a lot of it that I'll go back and revisit sometimes just because I'm like craving that, like that feeling and the angst.
Yes.
But
The hardcore.
yeah.
Yes, dude.
And some of it is still amazing, like still slaps, and then some
So
of it I'm
good.
just like, oof.
You're right.
Is there like good hardcore shit these days?
Yeah.
Oh,
Knocked Loose.
Yeah.
Great hardcore
You like
stuff.
Knocked Loose?
You know, I feel like such a poser because I'm just like out of the loop with
I am-
Knocked
No,
Loose.
you guys.
I am-
Every single band you guys have mentioned so far, I have no
Never
idea
heard.
who the fuck you guys are
Damn.
talking
He's a
about.
softie, but
Damn.
I grew up on country music.
Did you really?
Yeah, country music and R&B.
Whoa.
So like
okay.
that, like your story of Forest
so weird.
2013
Yeah.
is like mine 2017.
Okay.
But I didn't know a single person on the lineup.
So extra mind blown there.
Yeah, I was just like,
yeah.
the fuck?
there's other genres of
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
I literally like stepped into the Forest 2017 being like, this is shit is stupid. Like, not stupid, but like, is it real?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You're like, what
And
are
then
they
I'm
even
walking
fucking
out of my car windows like, I love you. I love you.
Happy Forest.
Yeah.
Left, yeah.
And then a year later, I'm a camp leader of 35 people in group camping.
doing? You go home, you're like, where's Carl?
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm over that.
I know, dude. I mean,
Every time I hear it, I'm like, fuck
Yeah,
off.
we're done with the car.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
get out. Carl's canceled.
Yeah, Carl's
it
been
out.
done.
Yeah, Carl's canceled.
Played it
Let's leave Carl behind.
all right,
Right.
2022. we're leaving
2022 is a
behind.
Carl-free everything.
Carl got lost. We never found him.
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna
never found
find
him. Move on, people. There's
Yeah.
more people that have been lost than Carl.
Yeah. Honestly, fuck Carl.
Yeah, fuck Carl. He
fuck
wasn't
Carl.
even a good guy anyways.
Yeah, you don't know what he did.
Yeah, he was the wookest of the wooks.
You don't.
I've heard some shit about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard. You know what? Death walk to Carl.
Bye.
Love it.
But if,
So-
go ahead.
What DAW do you use?
Ableton.
Ableton Gang.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So like I had started in Logic, which is cool, you know.
Logic's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but
it does the
Is
job.
that like
for
a
sure.
free?
No,
Is it just like training wheels, or
it's
what's
like
what's the
adult
difference?
GarageBand.
It's adult garage. But yeah, once Apple bought Logic, it turned into adult garage band.
Okay.
Well, that makes sense though, because I got into Logic first too. It was attractive to me because like the stomp boxes in there and everything,
Yeah.
and you know I was just trying to like record piano and guitar, and I played drums in it, and it just made sense. And I started finding all these plugins and the synths in there, and
Yeah, the
And-
ES2.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is really sick, honestly. And then they added Alchemy, which is also really dope. Like, I even thought for a period of time, like, man, should I go back just to fuck with Alchemy? But I was like, nah.
No point.
You say alchemy, I go straight to like wizardry and
Yeah.
potions. I'm like, my alchemy score in New World
I was thinking-
is pretty off the charts.
I was thinking the Alchemist
Yeah.
producer for.
I almost bought that the other day on Audible.
It's a book.
I think so. The Alchemist?
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the producer for.
If it's not a book, someone should write that book right now.
I can't think of his name.
I did really like that drum machine though in Logic.
The Ultra Beat.
Yeah, I liked
I
it.
could never figure that thing out. I was always, trying to get it to do what I wanted it to do, but that was so much stuff in Logic. I was like, I just cannot get this software to do what I want it to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
sorry, I love a time period.
Yeah.
I'd like to know, like, how old were you? What year was this when you were using Logic and like exploring that?
this is
And
like,
were you under Mala at this point?
Yeah. What
Yeah.
time did you start using?
This was like 17 to maybe 19. Honestly, no, it was further than that. It was like 17 to 21. Yes,
You guys want another
please.
shot? Pass
Yeah,
me your
let's
shot
do it.
glasses if you would,
Glasses?
please.
I started around there.
Yeah.
It's like 17 is when I really got super serious.
And then I was around 20, 21, and a good buddy of mine named David, he used to make music under the name San Lee, but he doesn't anymore. Killer
Shout out to
photographer.
David.
Shout out David. He honestly was like the first dude that was super just selfless, like with his knowledge.
Okay.
I would have considered him like one of my first like mentors, so to speak.
Right.
Like, you know,
Was he your same like age bracket? Was he a couple years older than you?
he was a couple years older than me, and he was also from up here in Indy, and he was making kind of more like house and deep house stuff.
Okay.
Which I was also, I still really love, but was like more into at the time. Like when I first started making music, you know, you don't know what you're doing. You're just trying to make the things that you know you like.
Right.
And so a lot of that was kind of like progressive house, not in the like cascade sense, but more of the
Big room.
like, no, well,
Okay.
there were probably some attempts at that.
I
back
was
in the day.
definitely. I thought I was gonna be the biggest big room DJ in the world back
Yeah.
in the day.
He still thinks it.
But I would
I'll-
say like
I'll still
progressive
do it.
house, more
Yeah.
like, you know, like like Dead Mouse's
Okay.
kind of progressive house.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But he would have me over and we would work on tunes, and I just learned so much from him from the get-go, and he was using Ableton. So naturally, you know, and all of the other people that I saw using Ableton, I was like, they could do the things I was trying to do in Logic with like 2 clicks.
Right.
And I was like, you know, I go through all of this trouble to do this in Logic, and it takes so long, like workflow-wise. I just need to switch to Ableton.
Yeah.
And after that, I was like, I'm never looking back. Like,
Yeah.
in terms of
Yeah.
audio manipulation and whatnot, you know, it's king.
How was that like that time period of you transferring from Logic to Ableton, and like how hard was it? Did you struggle at all with like creating your sound again that like you wanted to?
At that point, I didn't even have a sound. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Because I
You're just
feel
like throwing shit out there and seeing what
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah, I just knew that, you know, for what I was trying to do, that Ableton was probably going to be a better fit.
It'll
Yeah.
allow you to fucking create
Yeah,
you.
right. And now looking at it, I'm like, obviously you could probably do just about anything in one DAW that you could do in another. It's
Of
all
course.
personal preference, whatever. But yeah, at the time I was just, you know, still just throwing stuff at the wall.
Yeah.
But I have definitely like a clear idea of what I'm going for these days.
Yeah.
But back then it was just, you know, you're checking out tunes. You're like, I want to try to make something like that. You try and you fail over and over again.
Right.
But, you know, it's funny because like the excitement is still the same. Like whenever you make a new song, like I remember being so excited back then when I would just like make an idea that I really liked. I'm like, I made something that sounds like just what I want to hear.
Right.
Yeah.
And even if it wasn't like to you know, a regular listener, something that they would be like, this is good, or even like listenable, you're still so hype on it.
Exactly.
And it's like, I still feel that way.
Yeah.
And I still feel that same thing of like, is it good?
Right.
Like,
It's like I love the song,
Sure.
but like, do you love it? Like,
Yeah.
Other people have to love it, not just me. So
Yeah.
It's kind of like this weird battle with yourself. Like, I know I like it, so there's got to be someone else out there that likes it.
right. It's like you're aware that you've made progress, like no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it for that long, you're going to, but like the feeling is still there. Like,
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot. It's just like, you know, you're always going to hear your own tunes, and after you've released them, be like, oh, I mean, I would go back and maybe change this if I could.
Of course.
Yeah.
But like, you know, at the time you feel like you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, and I don't know, it's cool. It's like I don't know. I'm just grateful for all of, you know, those periods of time where I still was really into the trash that I was making.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Very
You
passionate.
look back
about
and
it.
you're like, "Oh, really? It
Yeah,
also, it like shaped who you are now.
totally.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. It's necessary.
Yeah.
Necessary for everybody.
today was a pretty.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Oh, it's shot time.
Shot
It
time.
is. It is.
You guys
I'm
go for it.
initiating.
I'll keep talking because nobody needs dead air on a podcast.
Nah.
So this shot was brought to you by RYNS, and he actually dropped a track today. Well, today, we're recording
10th.
this a week before we actually release this episode.
Wow, way to give away the fucking.
I know we're gonna
Break the
have
fourth wall.
so many fans outside next episode. They're gonna be like,
Man.
"Yo, let
Yes.
us in, let us on the pod."
Right.
Oh
Does
my
that
God.
happen?
Well, no.
Yeah, I had to shoo them all away before.
I meant just like in general for like, the podcasts that are out there that are like really huge. You know what I mean? Like
can
wonder
see
if that
it.
even happens.
I'm sure if they figure it
Mhm.
out where they are, I'm sure they've pulled up.
I don't know. Yeah.
Paparazzi.
I mean, you can kind of do it on your own schedule. It's not like TRL back in the day and like MTV and everyone's showing up outside.
Chilling,
you
yeah.
know?
Mike would know because,
Mike would
as we know, Mike is a celeb these days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He-
Honestly, your presence is a present right now.
Yeah.
It's
You're
welcome.
for any of our new listeners. Mike just completed your fourth. Was it your fourth show with Champagne Drip?
Yes.
Yeah,
Fourth show.
doing visuals, and you actually opened up last night, right?
Yeah, we Forrest and I did a Slow Mantis set.
Oh shit.
So it was just kind of
Did it pop off? Was it received well?
yeah, no, it was good. It was it wasn't a whole lot. There weren't a whole lot of people there. Maybe
Yeah.
like 40,
Well, it was
50.
it was not expected, correct?
Correct.
You
So,
you were there to do visuals, and they didn't have an opener.
yeah, they were just gonna play some house music, and we're like, hey, we got something that would go better into Vale
Yeah,
than house music.
Right.
So
interesting.
yeah,
Super
it was
tight.
cool. It's fun.
Big ups.
But I wanted to get into, you released a single,
Yeah.
Boundless, right?
Yep.
And I really enjoyed you had like a little 3 or 4 minute video the other day that
Uh-huh.
you put out, just kind of talking about your creative process and like what that song meant to you or what
Yeah.
you're trying to do with it. I don't know. I kind of just wanted to like go into that a little bit. Just like, what is this track to you? Like,
For sure.
what is Boundless? You know?
So this one, and yeah, like I explained it. I have, a group on Facebook. If any of you want to join, it's open. You should come. It's called the RYNS Room, the RYNS Room.
We'll tag it in the
join now.
YouTube
Yeah.
description for anyone
Yep.
listening here. Find it in the description down below.
Yeah. And I did share it on Insta today too, because I want to do that more often. Like, I personally love when artists that I really enjoy give background on their stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And I feel like there's just a lot of like electronic music and dance music out there where it's like, here is banger, listen to banger,
Yeah.
and then
Thrash your body and download now.
and then wait for next banger.
Yeah.
Which is, cool.
I'll still take
It's a
it.
style.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
No hate.
um,
Not your style.
but I want to, I don't know, just kind of elaborate on thoughts and feelings that I have about the tunes,
Yeah.
either like as I'm writing them or however it comes about. Because I mentioned when I was talking about it, it's like not every tune even has kind of like a narrative behind it.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, it just comes very naturally. Others, it's something that I kind of just think about as I'm listening to the track, like either as I'm writing it or after it's done, where I'm like, what do I want to have the story of this thing be?
Yeah. Like, what's your intention behind the track almost?
Yeah, yeah. And so for Boundless, it was, I used this one vocal sample and it, I kept it very minimal, and then I layered some of my own vocals on there,
Nice.
which was, every time I do that, I always feel like it's more for like me than anyone else. I'm like, I'm not a vocalist, but I just want to like
Your background vocalist.
Yeah, I want to put a little bit more of myself
Of course.
into
Yeah.
there.
Hell yeah.
But that tune, and every time I like bring up these things, I'm like, man, I'm going way too deep with this. But at the same time, it's like the shit means a lot to me. So,
Of course.
Yeah.
this is my opportunity to do exactly what I want, and if what I want to do is going that deep from time to time, then fuck it. Like,
Put it out there.
So you're saying like the video you're going too deep,
no,
like
well,
you explaining that,
I'm
or
not
like
saying
you saying
I am
like,
going too deep. It's
so,
like
no, you
always
have
like
that thought.
Yeah, it's always like a thought, like, you know, am I oversharing or whatever? But then I'm like, you know what? I appreciate hearing the background, and so it's like that tune in particular. It's just, you know, like most songs in some way, shape, or form are just about the relationships we have in our life.
Yeah.
I try to keep it kind of like vague and open. Like, I don't want every song that touches that concept to be like, these are two people in love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's
Here's
so,
what it means to everyone.
Yeah,
'Cause,
exactly.
Like,
It's so
I
played
like
out.
to have someone maybe find your own meaning in the song too.
Exactly. So it's like even these songs that, you know, allude to that, it's like this could be, you know, in regards to like a friendship or
Yeah.
really any kind of relationship you have. It doesn't just have to be like, you know, that type of like, I'm in a relationship with this person and we're in a hard place right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. But that one was more or less about, you know, when you have that close connection with somebody and you recognize that you've felt like the highest highs and the lowest lows
Mm-hmm.
because of this person. And despite, you know, them sometimes making you, you know, want to lose your shit, and you're
Yeah.
like, I don't even understand how, you know, we got to this place where we're so close, but like, I fucking hate you right now.
Right now,
Dude.
yeah.
And then also like, but I also love you more than I've ever loved anybody
Yeah.
else.
You're like
Yeah.
looking
It's
at him,
just
you're like,
this-
you're created a monster.
Yeah, it's just like this
I don't even
weird
recognize
paradox.
this person, but I love you so much, but I hate you at the same time.
Yeah. And so it's kind of just that idea. And it's like, so, you know, taking that song in particular, it's like, obviously there's, you know, the very kind of aggressive sound design. And then, you know, in the second half, a little bit more of like the brighter kind of like, you know, just vocal choppy, vibey
Yeah.
type stuff going
Yes,
on. And
yeah.
it's like sonically representing some of those highs and lows. And I'm kind of always thinking about those things after I finish a track. It's like, what is this going to represent? If not for anyone else, then just for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
At least for you first.
Yeah. And I love doing that stuff. Like, honestly, I love just like daydreaming these ideas.
Yeah.
'Cause I work, you know, a full-time job, and we can get into that in a little bit, but it's like every day that I'm there, any ounce of downtime that I have is like my brain space is just completely on.
The RYNS project.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool to hear. Like, just to like kind of just go further into what you're saying. You're like, oh, sometimes I overthink. Like, maybe I'm sharing too much, or like. So me personally, I grew up being a singer as well. Like, performed. Like, went to like ISMA, did sing competitions. So like,
I haven't heard ISMA in so long. I
Yeah?
can't even believe you said that
yeah,
right now.
yep.
I don't even know what
ISMA.
that is.
I did some ISMA.
Yeah.
What's ISMA?
Indiana.
Oh.
It's like Indiana State Musical
Music.
Association. Or
Oh,
Yeah.
something.
okay.
I think I did some kind of ISMA thing when I took piano lessons for a while when I was a kid growing up, and I think I did an ISMA
Yeah,
thing back then.
I did ISMA vocal like first through like I don't know up until I was like 13 or something,
Sick.
and just did solo singing competitions all the time. But
Yeah.
like
I gotta
getting into like bass music and this, sometimes I have a hard time connecting with songs because I appreciate lyrics
Yeah.
so much and they draw me into songs. And so like sometimes I just get lost and like don't connect with things.
Yeah.
So when I listened to your video, and it gave me a connection point with it.
Yeah.
Because, it could have been like, there could have been no lyrics in it, but you gave me a connection point of like what this meant to you, what you kind of felt about it from your perspective.
Right.
And so it gave me kind of like an understanding of just kind of what that meant. And just so I can understand where you're like, oh, am I sharing too much in my head? Like, but my perspective, like I really appreciate it. And it's really cool to hear, and like really cool to hear an artist be vulnerable and like give that, I don't know, just give that effort into their project and their music and I don't know, their track. It's just it was really cool to hear.
You nailed it. I mean, vulnerability.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest thing I think I appreciate in artists I really like. People just like put themselves out there. This is what it is. This is what I'm feeling. And you say like, am I sharing too much? That, you know, music, it's not music without that emotion or without that behind it. It's just organized sounds.
But like,
exactly.
That feeling I like could totally understand it too, because like the track itself is you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that is you putting yourself out there already, you know, and then like you're doing another layer of it.
Yeah.
You know, you're going deeper than what I've heard from other artists.
Yeah. It means a lot to hear you say that. Honestly.
Yeah, it was really cool because these days, like you said, like some people just be like banger.
Yeah.
Banger. And I'm like, it's nice to know like the artist I'm listening to is like caring about his music, and it's not just like a money factory. You're not just like trying to blow up. It's like, I love this shit.
Yeah.
I like really care about the music I'm making, the craft, and like the whole thing.
Speaking of money factories, if anybody could make me one, that'd be awesome.
I definitely know that.
I'll go.
I'll go.
Whatever.
Operations manager,
Yeah.
director, support.
I'll pick up all that money and
Yeah.
like I could use it for sure.
But yeah, it's like there's, you know, I don't want to, because electronic music isn't limited. I think the reason it's so cool is because it's pretty much limitless, the amount of things that you can do. And so given that, it's like there's a lot of artists, and it's not even just in like, you know, the bass music scene. It's all over the place in like the electronic community, but it's like there's like this level of depth that I just like crave, or like this level of like intimacy that I crave, where it's like, it doesn't have to be, you know, so ushy gushy up in your face, but like just a little more. Like, I want a little bit more of you, because otherwise it's going to feel like I'm going and watching or experiencing like a carbon copy of the thing that I saw last weekend.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, I am really trying to like bridge that gap. And so that's a constant work in progress. But yeah, this song I'm excited about in particular because I've been working on so much stuff through 2021. I haven't released a track since January.
Okay.
Which I do, you know, really love that track, but it's like this whole year has been an incubation period, and this is kind of like the beginning of rolling out.
Of ready to go.
Yeah.
Type of.
Yeah. We're coming out of COVID times.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like still up in the air, but you know, nonetheless, I feel like people's attitudes, they're like, you know, 2022, let's go.
Exactly.
Like, last 2 years have been
kind of weird.
Fuck Carl.
fucking weird.
Is it fuck Carl? Like, what do you do with like
Talking your day job? Is that what you're talking about? What is your
writer's block? What do you do to like to get around that? Because there's 2020. I think I maybe wrote 2 songs.
Yeah.
Like the intro, I think we wrote in 2020 of this podcast.
Yeah.
And then like actually like new shit other than like revising like old shit. Like, what do you do to get around writer's block? Because honestly, I could use the help.
Sometimes I just won't even open the DAW for like a week or so.
Okay.
I not to cut you off. What's the DAW again?
Digital audio workspace.
Is that just
Ableton,
where you're creating
Logic.
The
creating your
colloquial
music?
term.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm sorry. There's some people who listen to this who aren't
Oh,
as
yeah.
cool as you guys.
No.
Okay.
It's
well,
good
we,
to get
Such
the
as
background.
me.
yeah.
And yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why we have.
DAW.
you.
I was like, is that just slang? Are these guys just slanging on me right now?
We just made it up.
What'd you call me?
Yeah. Yo, I don't know if I'm supposed to be offended right now, but I am.
Right.
Sarah gives me shit all the time. She's like, whenever you guys talk about plugins, you guys just sound like you're speaking a different language, and it's so ridiculous. She's like, you took the purple
Nerds.
lemonade and you turned it up to 11, and then you took the like the red fox and like, you know, gave it a little bit of frequency shifting, and she's like just
So-
making shit up
Right.
off her head, and I'm like, you know, that all sounds pretty solid.
Yeah.
That checks out.
Sick. I think I'm gonna try that.
Where did you find that plugin, actually?
Yeah. Well, hey, can you repeat that?
Yeah.
Write that down.
But man, writer's block. I there have been, periods of like a month where I'm like
Can't do
feeling really not great because I'm
Not
like
good.
every time I open the DAW, you're just kind of like banging your head against the wall. Like, how did I make any of those songs that I made before?
Right.
How do I make music?
Right.
And then other times, it just flows super naturally and you're like, I can make music.
Yes.
I'm a fucking rock star.
This is exactly what
The
I
music
wanted
I'm
to
creating
be.
sounds good.
Yeah. But normally, like, lately, I've just, even if I'm not necessarily feeling it, if I have the time, I'll try to open up the DAW and just start something. At this point, there's like enough kind of ideas and techniques that I can kind of start just throwing in to get an idea started or
Get some
hopefully some
creative.
inspiration going. So it's getting better, but like sometimes you just need to take a break. Like I'll go on hikes. I'll like walk my pups.
Yeah.
Maybe like play video games or something.
Gotta.
Video games?
We'll get into it.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
get
get there.
We'll get into it.
But
Let me in there.
it's still like
Streamer over here.
it's still like a thing, it comes and goes in waves, and whenever it's there, you just want to catch it, and then
Right.
whenever it's gone, you kind of want to acknowledge like it'll come back.
Yeah.
But
It just sucks for me because like in 2020, I was like, man, like this was like, I had just, because like, I remember when we first met,
yeah,
I was with Mr. Wizard,
uh-huh.
and that's when I had just moved, just moved to Terre Haute. And I was like, okay, this is going to be fun. Like, you're one of the few that's headlined the
We
Verve.
came to the Verve.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
Verve.
Oh, I should probably put my face in here. Sorry, camera guy.
No, it's good. Don't put your face.
I think it's just me, you, Hugh Jeffner.
Uh-huh.
There's like only like 3 or 4 people that's actually headlined the Verve before.
Dang.
So like we're like alumni over there with that type of shit. But
Small feud.